The last sort of 20 have beaten the par going out. Quite extraordinary. The leaders are all stumbling. Kuchar down, up the other side, and nope. Spieth's got a good chance here though, birdie. Cabrera at the 8th, 3 under. Oh, that'll do nicely.
Spieth, after all his woes, bogey in the 1st and the 3rd and the 4th, here in the 5th to get one back. There we are, normal service resumes. Spieth leads by 1. Were they just early jitters?
After that beautiful approach to the 8th. Cabrera nudges it calmly into the cup. 4 under.
Now Kuchar safely makes his 4. And by virtue of the birdie of Spieth, once again trailing. Now Wood for his eagle. Low amateur here back in 2008. Hometown hero Fleetwood. And they've stuck with him all week. Score really irrelevant. Still fighting his way to the end.
So the long par 4, 6th and Spieth with the 3 wood. Left again, Spieth. There's a bit of room out there. And he's using all of it. Again, trampled down there, shouldn't be too bad. The 6th, not as long as it has been in recent rounds. Bit of a helping wind. But again, just signs.
So Kuchar this time going with the driver again. Try and aim it at that last bunker down the left. Just peel it back against the breeze.
So Spieth heading off down the 6th. Well, what a start to the final round it has been for Jordan Spieth. Nervous, jittery perhaps. We expect him to be in control so often as he has been throughout this championship. But loose off the first tee into the thick stuff. Could only hack it down the left-hand side. Lots of players struggling in the 1st, and Spieth no different. A bogey would come for Spieth. A 2nd was a par. The 3rd, though, despite all the talking he would do to his ball.
Easy ball. Sit down. Sit down.
He didn't know where it was.
I have no idea where that is.
But it was through the back, and another bogey would arrive there. 2 in the first 3 holes. And on the 4th, the par 3, the putter letting him down. Moving very quickly. 3 dropped shots in the opening 4 holes. Hope for the rest of the field. But on the 5th, the short par 4, it was an iron off the tee. And a deadly accurate 2nd.
That's great, Jordan. That's great.
He would knock in the putts to give him some relief, and Jordan Spieth leading again. But these are nervous times for the leader in the final round of the Open Championship. Well, he's got away with it. He can get a wood on it. He's a long way back, Spieth. Chaser. Bunker, bunker. Yes. No, just skip past. So
Fortunate to miss that bunker with that flag Such a long way back.
Kuchar. Wild off the tee. Hits a high ball anyway, but that one sky high. And there's the difference. As Frank says, that bunker shot he's got is 35, 40-yard bunker shot. So difficult. Matthew Southgate is putting together a very fine round. Penultimate hole. Go, go, go. 3 birdies so far on the back nine. And that to get to 4 under.
Well, it's Jordan Spieth's birthday next week. Might have got a little present there, not finding the bunker.
Feed it all the way up the green. Go, 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 and he's done it beautifully. Well, he took his lucky break and took advantage. Should save par here in the 6th. Southgate for birdie on the 17th. Yes, in it goes. Well, he's leading the home challenge and he's up to a tie for 4th place. Matthew Southgate. He's known all sorts of drama off the course in the past. This is a wonderful effort from Southgate.
Spieth in close. What can Kuchar do? You can hear the heaviness of the sand. Once again at a disadvantage. Now the return putt after missing the green at the par 3 for Koepka. Good enough.
Well, that's what's left for Kuchar to save par. It's not going to get there. Certainly another shot gone, bogeyed the 3rd. And now a dropped shot on the 6th. Well, Spieth's falling back, but his playing partner is as well. Kuchar back to 7.
Spieth, trouble off the tee. Wayward with the 2nd. Gentle tap, 2-shot fishing.
Now Mark Leishman lost out in the playoff a couple of years ago at St Andrews. An eagle putt. Matthew Southgate 2nd to the last hole. Come up a little bit further. That's a grand story for Southgate, heading for a top 5 finish.
Leishman makes his 4. Got 31. He's picked up 2 more on this side. Now, man against himself now. Spieth at 7.
Oh, come on, stop moving it like that.
This time finds the green.
Kuchar to this 7th hole. Green surrounded by bunkers. .167 yards. And Kuchar attacks. Koepka, huge Huge drive on the 8th. And a delicate touch, birdie chance. Matthew Southgate, final green. He's given that a right old race. Great story, Matthew Southgate. Great round he's putting together, but he's testing himself at the last.
It's all about the little things now, Andrew. 2 putts, nothing special.
Again, testing himself here, Spieth. A little bit loose off the tee. And one of those. Southgate. Is this his final putt of the day in a very special round? It is. And he roars in celebration. 65 for Matthew Southgate. Leading home player. And that's how much it means. 65 to close. Was 12th at Troon last year. He's come back. He had cancer a couple of years ago. Didn't know if he'd play again. And suddenly here he is, tied for 4th in the Open Championship.
Yeah, Kuchar at 7. Tee shot deserved more than that, just a 3.
Koepka reduced this 8th hole to a monstrous drive and a flick. And there's a birdie, so Koepka moves up to 4 under par. Big group on that number.
Spieth, just his 3rd par of the day. Oh, it's a rocky ride.
And McIlroy, beautiful second into the 11th. Yes, indeed. So he moves to 4 under. 2 birdies in 3 holes. All hope is not yet lost for McIlroy.
So none of the last 4 golfers out on the course yet going under par through their opening holes. Jordan Spieth does, though, still have a 2-shot lead over Matt Kuchar. But Matthew Southgate in the clubhouse with a 5 under par today. And he's on course for his best finish at the Open Championship. Here he is with Rishi.
Matt, what a weekend it's been for you. I guess as good as you could have hoped.
Yeah, I mean, when we finished Friday, we were 87th when I signed my scorecard, and I knew we were going to make the cut because I knew how tough it was, and so many people hadn't teed off. But to turn it around with a big weekend like that and look like we're going to be top 10 it's amazing for me. Yeah.
Some great emotion on 18 after you hold that putt for par.
Yeah, well, last year I missed out qualifying to be exempt this year to the Open by a shot. And I missed the Masters by 2. I believe there's spots if you're in the top 8 here for the Masters. So that putt on the 18th was in my mind, all I was thinking was Magnolia Lane, and just to hit a pure putt and see it go in was very special, and you can obviously see that in my reaction.
Here comes Tony, sailing home up the 18th. An awful first round of 76, but the man who used to sneak on here as a youngster and play a few holes now and again strolls up the 18th onto the green in the Open Championship. And Austin Connolly just getting ready for his next shot, looking at his yardage chart. Quick snack. Focused. Now Fleetwood to finish on the 18th. Come on, close with a 3. Oh. A shame. One of the rising stars of European golf, of British golf. So close in the US Open, would have loved to have delighted his hometown crowd with a better challenge. That first round really did for him. Oh, they still love him.
Kuchar. Very interesting style, for those of you that study such things. Lots of movement, the way he lines up, the way he takes the club back, the line of the swing. John Jacobs said there's so many ways to play this game well, and the old boy was quite right. Now, super shot.
A little further up, Peter, the young phenom.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's only 24 next week, isn't he? And he's done remarkably well, but one or two little cracks. Why not? He's only 24.
Ah.
But, well, you very rarely get Tiger Woods. They only come along about every 80 years. Gets a bit ratty at times. The gentle facade cracks a little bit.
Well, Leishman currently 4 under. It's a good finish again. .65 and starting to perform on the big stage on a regular basis. Well, the Spaniard avoid the hazard. He's done well. On Thursday, they would have bounded up before the rain. Might have even made it on the surface. A lengthy one for McIlroy. Anything other than flat here.
Beautiful putt.
Coaxes it down.
Casey. Second to the 17th, big drive. Oh, beauty.
Kuchar has not had a birdie since the second. Stuck in his own way.
Cabrera at the 11th. This is not easy to get close. Oh, played it well. But you can see 8-10 feet past. Spieth has been taking a long time over the little putts. Oopsie, in she goes.
Bayo trying to get away with 5.
And Grace at the 10th. Looks good, doesn't it? How about that? They know a thing or two of these whiz kids, you know.
So a 2-shot lead for Jordan Spieth as him and Matt Kuchar head towards the turn. Rory McIlroy, though, back up on the top page of the leaderboard. He's 4 under par for the championship through his first 12 holes.
Casey, after the second shot into 17, uphill. Oh, it was much better than a 4. It's a good race to the clubhouse, though. 3 birdies in a row.
Bayo at the 12th.
It's an evil flag here today, Peter.
And it's very nasty. Front left. Almost impossible to get it close, really. Who said that? What a ridiculous thing to say. He probably doesn't know how near that is.
Flag perched on the right. Breeze also coming in that direction. Really forced to go a little left of the flag here at 9.
Right. Softly.
Oh, outrageously good. Took the risk.
Play to the right position.
Yeah, it's just your feel on if that's going to jump or not. You know.
If it doesn't jump, then it's still enough club if I hit it nice and solid, right?
Yes.
Not a bad lie. I'm going to try and hit this nice and solid. Looks good. Very good.
Yeah, really good there.
Now Stenson. Gave the trophy away earlier in the week. And still trying to find his game. Mammoth putt across the green. Finally, one drops. That's a birdie for Cabrera. The wonderful tee shot at the short 12th.
Well, the leaders might not be in red numbers, but there are plenty of players just behind them putting in good scores. Mark Leishman, 5 birdies on his way to a 65. He's looking for a third top 5 finish in his last 4 opens. Here he is speaking to Rishi.
Currently, you're inside the top 5. It'll be your 4th top 5 finish if it stays that way. It's definitely 4th top 10 finish in a major. 3 of those have been at the Open. Why so good?
I don't know. I mean, I grew up on this sort of course, you know, the firm, windy, and I just enjoy playing it. Like I said the other day, it's a style of golf that I really enjoy playing. I really look forward to coming over here every year, and you know, like, it's nice to when you can back that up with good play.
And obviously the few things happening off the course with regards to you, it's nice to be able to enjoy some good things both on and off the course at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've got a little baby girl at home, 2 weeks old. So it's, you know, life's good. Everyone's healthy, and you know, like you said, I'm playing well on the course too. So very happy in all aspects of my life.
I hope that keeps going for you. Very well played once again.
No worries. Thanks a lot.
Steadied the ship, Peter. Maybe it's time to pop one in. Maybe there's rocky seas ahead.
Big putt here for McIlroy. Poor tee shot. Did well to get to the front of the green. 5-footer, 6-footer. And he's got it. He slipped a few of those this week. But that's good. It's still 5 behind. He needs a miracle finish, but we've had miracle finishes on this course before today.
Kuchar for an... Wow. Could it be a 3? Where he was off the tee. Yes.
Spieth for a par 4. 9th hole. He's looked very shaky on those for a long time. Phil Mickelson the same. Beautiful putter. He's going to miss any little putts of that length. That's a sign of, well, a twitch. Call it whatever you will. You amateur psychoanalysts will tell you what it is, but tell us what it is. But it's a twitch. A level now. Well, McIlroy goes to the 14th tee. Ken's been finding out how the players get the exact yardage.
As a player, I've just finished the 13th and my caddy's wandering onto the tee. We're onto the 14th tee, the par 3. Well, let me explain how a player and caddy get their yardage. Here's an enlarged picture of the yardage book, 14th green, and here's the tee. And from the back of the tee today, it's 184. So the caddy will then measure, because this tee's a little bit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and it's measured from just there. So from the back tee, it's 12 yards up. 184 less 12, let's go back to where we are, get a good picture of the shot, is 172. So that's how far it's from the back of the tee to the front of the green. Then you look at your pin sheet, we're on the 14th, the pin is on 29.7 from the left, so 172 plus 29 is 120. So this hole today is playing 201 yards, slightly down the hill. So then you'll have a look at the green plan and mark it on. That's where the flag is today. 29 on, 7 from the left. So your perfect shot is to hit into this area here. 201 yards downhill, not much breeze at the moment. Probably a crisp 6 iron. So that's how the players and caddies work out the yardage on this hole. 201.
Well done, Ken. Now here's McIlroy, 7 iron. He's a full-blooded one. It needs an extra good one to get right up the flag, I fancy. It's right on line. Beautiful looking shot. Needs a hop. No, stopped. Maybe a little 3/4 6 would have done the job, but a lovely shot.
Stenson. Yes, there we are. Stenson birdies the 11th and the 12th. Horrible front 9, but he's coming back. Not sure about the shirt. Now McIlroy. Birdie putt. Oh, he's never far away. He's just 4 behind. But again, time holes disappearing fast.
2 par 5s though, he can reach them both. He's got the power to do it. Interesting choice of club. Slightly on the downslope, going with a putter through the valley and up the other side. Oh, he's giving that a bell, isn't he? Not bad at all. That's a tricky one, though, down the slope. A little bit of movement on it.
McIlroy ready to crash on into the breeze in the 15th. Is this heading leftish?
Rough's not. Oh my goodness, that's miles left.
So that's what faces Spieth here on the 10th.
He's not going to turn that much according to the lines, and it didn't.
A front 9 of 37 to a par of 34. It's not been the hemorrhage of the Masters a couple of years ago in the 12th, but a steady drip of shots away. Well, that was as wild a tee shot as we've seen this week. Rory McIlroy down among the spectators. Well, he's down there with the crowd. I don't think they've found it yet. Now Kuchar on the 10th. In it goes, and this group actually, I think they've been put on the clock, we're hearing, so they're the last group out, but they've got to keep up.
Kuchar isn't exactly darting to the next tee.
So it's all tied at the top of the leaderboard. Jordan Spieth and Matt Kuchar 8 under par as they head down the 11th. It could be an interesting wait for China's Li Haotong in the clubhouse at 6 under par. Could he become the first Asian winner of the Open Championship?
Now McIlroy here, this is his 4th. He lost his drive way left. So his Open Championship on this fairly gentle, the easiest hole this week. This par 5, his Open Championship is heading into the sand and down and out.
Kuchar's second to the 11th. Okay. Amazing. First thing this morning, there was hardly a breath of wind. Gorgeous. Now it's a sort of squally looking day. Not a debate with his caddy as to what club to hit and how he's going to play it, aiming way right as if he's going to sort of hit a low drilling draw, use the breeze.
Oh, he's overcooked it. 4 cries of 4 again.
Short enough?
It's okay, he's just worried it's just short of the course than it is. And the group in front are now on the 13th tee, so they've got to get a gallop on.
Now to woebegone McIlroy on the 15th, his 5th shot. Well, he may just drop one, but that'll be enough to be his undoing when seeking an eagle. Well, he's found a lie, Ken, but he's well above the green.
Just fiddles around, he's a little bit agitated, everything's a bit quick. Been lucky, he's got to play a good pretty good. Got a nice contact, just runs out a bit further than it looks perhaps.
McIlroy to drop just one. First bogey of the day. But it may be enough, and this par 5 to rule him out of the running. Wild off the tee. Birdie with his second ball.
Cooch, slope up, big turn from right to left. Climbing the hill. Gorgeous touch. A lot of work left though for his playing partner. You can see there, 4 feet or so for his par. Mr. Short one on the 9th, not similar of a similar distance. Can he get this one in? He can, in the heart of the cup. Good break with his second shot, also excellent up and down, good scramble.
So off they head to the 12th hole, this little isolated par 3, and Ken was out there earlier having a look at various pin positions.
One of the crucial bits of equipment for a professional golfer is the pin position sheet. It's a map, a plan that allows you to see where the flags are cut on the green. And let's have a look at today's. Here's an example. We're at the 2nd hole, 8 yards on from the front and 4 from the right. And I've marked all the ones that are 4 yards or less from the edge of the green, and there's 9 of them. So some pretty tight pins today. And the tightest one here is on the 12th, 7 on, 3 from the left. Let's go and have a quick look at it. You can see a bit of a bluff at the front, and the flag is on very tight to the front left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Standing on the tee, you think, well, it's almost missed the green. Anything coming up a little shy, the ball pitches in here, and it's just going to trickle off. But when I say trickle off, off she's gone. So you can't come up short. If you trickle off to the left, it's just dropping off the edge here. You think it's going to stop, but it won't. And watch how this bunker sort of greedily gathers it up. Will it come back into the sand? No, it doesn't. But look what you're faced with. Christopher Columbus, look at that. You may even putt it round the edge. If you try and float it up, it's almost impossible. And watch, come and have a look at this. This sneaky little camera just sitting in the bank there. So if someone goes there, you'll get a close-up of his agony. Don't come up short or left on this hole. You've got to go a little to the right. Otherwise, you're in all sorts of trouble.
So there's the task, avoid that bunker. You see just to the left of the flag, Kuchar readies his grip. Yes, there is a bit of rain coming down now. Just sits on its own, this hole, the 12th, away from the rest of the course. Beautiful par 3.
Wind off the right, and he's setting up to draw it to that flag to get the strike just right.
Bite. Bite. Sit softly. Softly.
I'd say that was a percentage shot.
The number, right?
Spieth, last iron shot into the 11th was a nervy tug to the left.
Softly.
Don't go left of this
Softly.
pin.
Softly.
No, right over the flag. That's a brave shot. Rather fittingly all in black now, McIlroy. He still has his followers. Chasing it.
Matt Kuchar is 39 years of age, he's 6'4", world ranked number 18, and was 4th in the Masters, 16th in the US Open, so he's no mug. This for his 2.
And so he's got the tester now. Up and down to get to 5 under.
Going the high route, the pin in a little sort of valley, it does gather the ball up. And that was really needed to come in fractionally from the right of the pin to get close. Quickly to Spieth, down the slope. He too's left it short, maybe a little comb of moisture on the greens. Spits of rain.
Kuchar tapping in for his par at 12.
Spieth, this to save his par. Yep. All tied at the top, both players at 8 under par. There is the leaderboard. How do you think the land lies, Mark?
Well, I don't think Lee Hao Tong will be heading home any minute, but we need one of the others to mount a charge to make it more interesting. But Spieth and Kuchar tied at 8, 4 ahead of the pack. Lee Hao Tong in at -6.
The players know if they hit Gooden, they can take the right-hand bunkers out of play. And the rough over on that right side of the 13th, not very deep. Spieth has nudged it up there a couple of times. Oh my, it's trying to give it a thump, it's gone. It's a reload. Where's that gone, Mark?
That's unbelievable, isn't it? That's 60 yards right of target. Into the elephant grass. You could lose a caddy in there.
He's hoping someone's going to wave their arm, but he's going to have a provisional. No, someone's found it. Whether it's the right ball or not, yet to ascertain. To get this close, you've got to take a risk, and he's going to take a risk. Only 4 yards of green to land it on. It's just magic. As they say in the trade, you can't teach that. How far off line is it?
Atrocious, wasn't it? It's definitely 60 yards from middle of the fairway. Big dune in front of him.
One of the widest tee shots I've ever seen. I think it must be 60 yards off the right edge of the fairway.
Out of the bunker to here, and it would be a great save, and it is. McIlroy stays 3 under. They're still on top of that sand dune. It's just come to a halt. The play's been suspended till Tuesday.
There's a lot of pointing going on. Maybe he's got to take a drop in it, looking to see how far back he's got to go to find the other fairway.
That's possible, Ken. There's nowhere to drop it except further back down the slope. The trucks are in the way in the driving range, or practice ground, whatever the R&A like it to be called.
Is the practice ground out of bounds? I don't know.
Oh, it's got to be, surely. There's a fence round it.
Yeah, must be.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ken. I think it's not playable. Well, this is just horrendous for Jordan Spieth.
Ramsey. Oh, it's glassy down there. Is he going to get the mightiest of rules? Oh, he has. Richie Ramsey. The sounds echo. Sort of scuffed it out just as high as he could. Little eagle 3. Wonderful. Golf can be so magical in one moment, and the next minute it kicks you right where it hurts. Uh-oh, caught a bit of a flyer. It's Cooch. Wind behind. Oh, last soft bounce. Oh, Coochie, that was lucky. Just on the upslope. Couldn't have worked out any better for him. He has that for a 3. Meanwhile, Jordan Spieth still rummaging in the dunes.
He's going back to the tee, is he, Ken?
No, I think he's going to drop it in the trucks.
Well, I guess it's not out of bounds. He'll drop it behind the trucks and then get a free drop to the side for line of sight.
Huge drive from McIlroy. Trying to cut it in out of the light rough, never easy to make the ball turn. It's high. Oh, it's deliciously handsome. Oh, what a shot, Rory. We'll have that for an eagle.
We need to take relief from the end of this truck.
The end of the truck.
Yeah.
Which is right out here. But I need to drop it to where I can take relief from the end of the truck instead of this being my nearest point versus that being.
I'm not sure who knows the rules best.
Okay. So is that, where is it? Well, that's in there.
But he's making sure he drops it the right distance back so that his nearest point of relief is the practice ground rather than the thick rough towards the fairway.
That's what I'm saying.
What a week for Alex Noren. He's played some wonderful golf. He won the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth, and now a good Open Championship. 67 in the clubhouse at 4 under par.
Jordan Spieth, episode 24.
Rules officials are undecided. I'm sure they're not undecided, but
You've got to go further back, right? All right. You hold that. I'm going to go get a line.
This is going to take an awful lot longer because he's going to have to walk back up to the dunes to try and get a line. He's going to have a go at the green.
he's just gone up there to have another look. But if you look where the line of sight is from the high, they're not going quite in the right angle, are they?
Almost impossible to tell, isn't it, Ken, when you're hidden from behind a row of sand dunes that are 25 feet, 30 feet tall.
Just getting a yardage. You could send your caddy forward to pace it out. McIlroy after that miraculous approach. Eagle chance of the 17th, up the slope. Oh, he's only gone and done it. He's only gone and done it. It might be what might have been, but if he can birdie the last 6 under, he'll be tied leader in the clubhouse. And what a roar! There's that sort of look on his face.
Okay, that's me in line with you is left of it, right? Yeah, I'm a little left. Yeah.
Michael Greller is
Take a look at a reference point, try and give me a round number.
just trying to get their alignment for the next shot.
Yeah,
I hope he's got the club in his hand, or his caddy's got to go all the way back. Michael Grella.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your cameras up. Yeah, guys, would you all mind moving back too, just for your own safety? Okay.
McIlroy's final tee shot. Can he avoid all the bunkers? Cutting it over that one on the right-hand corner and past the one further up. It's almost good, but just 5 yards too far right in that claggy stuff. Remarkably, Spieth is about to hit a ball. Or miss it, I think. Well, it's not awful, but it's at all, but it's a tricky pitch. They've got it back onto the course.
So he's there for 3 at the par 4.
Welcome to the World Orienteering Championships.
Duke of Edinburgh's the ball, but
Koepka completing his birdie at 15, hopefully. Safely in, well in anyway. So he moves back to that big group of 6 players on -4.
So that's what Spieth has left now, his 4th shot on this par 4. Come on down. Now I think for him to escape, if he holds that with just 1 shot drop, would be an enormous result for Spieth.
McIlroy really just trying to get this. Ooh, well, interesting headgear. Oh, that was a really good effort. He got the distance perfectly. Just caught in that front left trap and caught in the face by a large divot. Well, it took Matt Kuchar 6 attempts at the Open before he made the cut, but he's likely to take the lead here and put the pressure right on Jordan Spieth.
It's good. Oh, stayed left. He thought it was going to move.
Looked so good, didn't it?
But apart from Kuchar, amidst all the chaos, he did so well to keep an even keel, stick to his own thing, and he will shortly lead. So Spieth, after everything, drops just one extraordinary hole from Jordan Spieth. The madness of the 13th is forgotten. He moves on. He is behind, but he's only 1 behind. What a hole. What a hole for Jordan Spieth. Out of jail.
McIlroy 18, 3rd shot, 2nd from out of the right-hand rough into this bunker. It's okay, nothing special. Cabrera Bello on 17, this for a birdie. Can he join McIlroy at -5? He can, 2 players at -5 now.
McIlroy's final putt. Yes, it is. It is a par for Rory McIlroy in the last hole. It's a round of 67, a round which threatened to ignite his Open challenge. He's going to come up short. He's taken his faithful followers on a ride of highs and lows.
Well, incredibly, in the madness of the 13th hole, Jordan Spieth drops just 1 shot, but it does mean that Matt Kuchar is now out in front on his own at 8 under par. It's been an up and down week for Rory McIlroy, but a closing 67 has him in the clubhouse on 5 under. But the round of the day belongs to China's Li Haotong, just the 4th time a 63 has ever been shot on the final day of the Open.
So let's take you through the round of Li Haotong. It was a quiet start on the front nine. He did have birdies on the 8th and 9th eventually. Then, when he got in a bit of trouble on the 10th, he was able to save par. Playing in his first Open Championship, the sun was still shining at this stage. The wind wasn't blowing too hard, and Haotong Li able to take advantage. On the 12th, the par 3, after saving par on the 10th, there was a birdie, a 2, his 3rd birdie of the day, and he was moving in the right direction. But what a finish it was. First of all, on the 15th, a birdie 4. The next hole, one of the more difficult on the course, and Li rolled it straight in the middle. Birdie number 5. The 17th, the par 5, has brought plenty of birdies. He was just on the front edge in 2, then over all the undulations, so close to an eagle, near dead to the hole. That would drop, and another birdie. This was an outstanding finish. The final hole, and his 2nd to the last. That will match Brandon Grace's 62 of yesterday, but rounds of 69, 73, 69, and this closing 63. Well, Stenson shot 63 last year to win. Don't rule out Li Haotong winning with that 63. An astonishing round of golf. And hanging around, of course, with his coach Jamie Goff in the background there, because there may well yet be a playoff, a 4-hole playoff for Li Haotong. So the leader of the Open Championship with 5 holes to go, Matt Kuchar. Gosh darn. That's safe.
And that's quite heavy swearing for Matt Kuchar.
I apologise for the language from Matt Kuchar.
Spieth, can he regroup? Brilliant to only drop 1 at the previous hole. But can he play better? That's the question. Too many bad shots today. Certainly can. Absolutely beautiful.
This is a crazy round of golf from Jordan Spieth. It's just extraordinary. To save par, Koepka. And fancy that as that for Brooks Koepka, the US Open champion. Back to 3 under par. Well, there they are, Kuchar and Spieth. They've had the great duels of Garcia and Rose at the Masters and at the Open last year, Stenson and Mickelson. This is different. This is a couple of drunks swinging at each other and missing and then falling over and having a snooze in the pavement. But it's no less enthralling for all of that. And Kuchar, a long putt for a 2.
That's brilliant, you're absolutely right. It's exactly it. No, can he spring a surprise? No. But a good putt from distance for Matt Kuchar. He stays 8 under.
And it goes, and Kuchar, well, he's steady enough on the back nine, and that's good enough at the moment. But Spieth with a very short birdie putt to come. So down in the amphitheatre, the 14th, Spieth.
Think he'll hold it?
He's good from this distance.
It's good from every distance.
There it is. A 2 on the 14th to follow that remarkable 13th. And the adrenaline is coursing through his veins. He has covered those 2 holes in 7 shots. That's all he has to think about. Back level with Matt Kuchar with 4 holes remaining.
Well, Rafa's second shot seems incredible, but we'll go with it. And he's got a good strike on that. Sailing towards the green. What a shot from Cabrera Bello.
Defending champion. Defence nearly over. But a birdie on the 17th. And Stenson moves into the top 10. 3 under for his back 9.
Second shot to 15 for Matt Kuchar. Wind off the right slightly into 11 miles an hour on the graphic. He's cut it up into the wind. Has he got the power to get there? He has, but he's dragged it into the bunker on the left of the green. When it gets to this stage of the last round of the Open, you're playing on instinct. Is Jordan Spieth's instinct going to be as good as that tee shot on the last?
Another one that looks a little bit loose. Oh, skirts the edge of that bunker, finds the green, so good position now. He's eagled this hole, he's had a birdie in this hole, and he's got 2 putts for another birdie, and Spieth back on track.
Birdie putt for Rafa Cabrera Bello on 18. This to move to 6, but it does not happen. Round of 68 for Rafa. Tied 4th with Rory McIlroy, and a great week's golf. 275. Wonderful play in this superb golf course.
Well, it's a long way back to the pin for Kuchar, but it's lying well in the sand. Knows that Spieth is on the putting surface in 2 on this par 5. Good contact. Took a nice shoot forward as well. That helped. And that for his birdie. Over to you, Jordan. Just sign it. Open champion. Perhaps.
Well, the pin's on 25, so this putt must be a good 60+ feet for Jordan Spieth Regal. Can he roll it up hole side? Oh, this looks good. Oh, he's holed it. Eagle 3. Looking like playing himself out of it at 13. What a comeback.
Well, if it is to be an Open Championship winning round, it is one of the most remarkable to do so. Extraordinary. The 13th, he was down and out 2 holes ago. Birdie on the 14th, eagle on the 15th. And now Kuchar, how can he respond?
The irresistible force of Jordan Spieth.
Oh, look at this one here. He thought, get down in 2, take your birdie. Measured perfectly. Started with 3 bogeys today, bogeyed the 9th, bogeyed the 13th, but 13th he was down and out, over on the practice ground, and look at him now. Kuchar, in it goes. So maintains contact, 1 behind, and suddenly it is a great showdown between these two. Spieth and Kuchar heading to the 16th. 3 holes to go, 1 between them, and it is surely now down to these 2. Well, what a defence it has been from Henrik Stenson. It's not going to be quite enough to hang on to the claret jug, but the man who thrilled everyone except for Phil Mickelson at Troon last year, has put up a very, very stout defence of his claret jug.
Koepka from below the green at the 17th. This is a wiggly one, up and over and along and round and down, and that's very well judged. Birdie 4 for Koepka. He's 4 under.
Heart of the 16th fairway, and Kuchar 1 behind. Pin tight to that right-hand side.
Go, stay out.
Stay there, gone back down. Not too far, but that's an awkward one.
Now from the rough, our leader. He's got that jauntiness back again. He was looking almost a callow youth a couple of hours ago. Now he's back into his stride for the moment.
A year ago, it was the winning putt in the final green for Henrik Stenson. And it's been a good defence from Henrik. 3 bogeys in the front nine, 3 birdies in the back, a level par round of 70. He'll finish just outside the top 10. And the claret jug will go to somebody else.
Out with a trusty putter. This has done well for him this week. Uphill all the way, and it flattens out a bit. Good pace. There's a footballer boy there. Wayne Rooney, look at him on the left, going back to Everton. He's worn Everton pyjamas ever since he left. Spieth for a 3. Running well. Well, what an amazing run. Birdie, eagle, birdie. The magic returns to the young man's fingers, such as I've never seen quite like that before. In moments of despair, and suddenly he's risen like Lazarus.
He was on the ropes 3 holes ago, on the ropes, and he's leapt up. Killer blows now for Kuchar.
Come on, Kuchar, you got to get this in. Well done. Well done. Well, I don't know what you could say to someone like Kuchar at this moment, although 2 holes to go, much can happen. You talk about body blows. Ah, goodness me.
Well, what a run of holes it has been for Jordan Spieth. He now has a 2-shot lead over Matt Kuchar. Lee Hao Tong was 12 shots back from the leaders at the start of play today. His 63 means he'll finish 3rd at worst. And Rory McIlroy, an up-and-down Open Championship for him, but he ends it on 5 under par. But for Jordan Spieth, what a last 4 holes it's been.
Well, perhaps the most extraordinary hour of golf from any player in contention in the final round of a major. This was the 13th. Simply a mad hole. Tee shot miles right from Jordan Spieth. Head in hands. Already asking for another ball. So far right, it was not found for a long, long time. He was asking, is it out of bounds over there, down towards the practice ground? Found the ball eventually, then spent an interminable age, climbing up and down the mountain to get a line, to get a ruling, and eventually went all the way back onto the practice ground, got a drop between the trucks, then took relief over there, and with a long iron escaped close to the green and got up and down to drop just 1 shot. So Kuchar then led at that point. Was he shaken by that, Jordan Spieth? We'll have a look at the tee shot on the 14th. The par 3, very nearly a hole-in-one. It would be covered in 2 blows by Jordan Spieth. So one of those shots back. And then the 15th, eagle putt. Go get that, he said to his caddy. Pick out the ball. The eagle lifted him clear again. Go get that ball, that magical ball. And on to the 16th, par 4. By this time, Kuchar must have been reeling. Pin high. And another birdie. So an escape bogey on the 13th, birdie on the 14th, eagle on the 15th, birdie on the 16th, and the claret jug was very, very nearly his, but it is not over yet. Well, Kuchar out of the very thick rough on the left-hand side with his tee shot, got it up to here. Needs to attack Needs it to sit, he says, and it does. 2 behind at the moment, that for a birdie. Oh, Spieth in a good position.
Spieth's third shot, rough on the right, here in 2. Got to get it up the ridge. 1 bounce, up she goes. Oh, he does. Oh, what a play, what a play. He's come alive after all that larking about at the 13th, which will cause a lot of controversy, of that I'm certain. Well, well, well.
And I think now it's time to leave. I think he knows, but he'll still be around for the presentation ceremony.
Coming down to crunch time for Kuchar. Can he hold this down the slope? Little from left to right, dives at the end. And it's dived into the hole. It's dived into the hole. He gets within 1.
Well done, Kuchar. Brilliant stuff.
Downhill, Pete, a little bit from left to right.
Yeah, speed important as well. If he puts it straight or just right of middle, it'll go right and miss. Ah, right in there. Firm and true, confident and snug.
Gives him a 2-stroke lead going up the last, a massive difference. Rory McIlroy scored 67, and he's with Rishi.
Did you sense at all during the day that you were going to get close?
Yeah, I did. It's tough out there. You know, it's a lot tougher today than it was yesterday, obviously. And back nine's playing tough, and I knew if I could just beat Hao Tong's score coming in, if I could get to 7, I thought I would maybe have a chance. Lost ball in 15 sort of, you know, stopped me in my tracks. But yeah, good day. Played well. You know, a step in the right direction compared to what's happened the last few weeks. So. Getting there.
Spieth at the 18th, leader by 2. He's found very few fairways today.
Sit, 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 Peter. And he did.
He's all right, but missed another fairway. Kuchar must feel hard done by, Ken, because he's played better than Spieth. When Spieth has gone off the fairway, he's been very lucky. Now Kuchar. 2 behind. Ooh, maybe clumpy. I mean, great crowds here this week, and this has probably been as larger an Open Championship as I've ever been to, or certainly for a couple of years. Everyone is enormous now. But the crowds have turned out, and the whole thing has been very spectacular. Look at that, it's all going to be taken down as well.
I hope you're just writing Rule Burke at this stage.
They could have done that already. How do you spell that again? 220 yards, not a bad lie, long iron. Needs to be straight on the big window in the middle. Through the gap, between the bunkers. Can he do it?
At the green, right? Yep. It's missing the other bunker.
That's the green, right? And you're dead on, buddy. Very good shot indeed.
Kuchar 2 strokes behind. He has to make a birdie, have any sort of a chance. He's got a good angle to the flag, wind off the left. Spieth on the front of the green. Wants it to jump a little, go into the bunker. And it plummeted in. Could be unlucky, it could be plugged.
Great ovation for the young star from America, and also for Kuchar in a great championship. In many ways, it's been different. Matt Kuchar, who's played his part in this year's champ. Ricky Fowler looks on. Oh, look at this. It's not been his day. He wants some of those telescopic legs. If he gets this out, it'll be a small miracle.
And he really needs to hold it, so he's going to take a chance even if he leaves it in there.
Oh, well done.
Able to dig it down, bendy legs, flip it out. There's always a huge element of luck involved. Square club face and about as good as you could do, really.
Spieth with the vast luxury of having a few putts to be champion. And I think he's rolled it up very close.
And he's got a Masters, he's got a US Open, and now he has the Open. Kuchar, can he save his par for a mighty roar? Terrific effort. Going to go around in 68.
Oh, the final shot of the championship. And in she goes. Spieth, young Master Spieth, is the champion at Royal Birkdale. Some great stuff. Interesting, controversial, magical, sloppy. What a week.
He joins the great Jack Nicklaus with 3 legs of the Grand Slam before the age of 24. Dictionary brilliant.
Lots of hugs along the way, why not? He really has played some great stuff. Not always perfect, but the recoveries have been amazing, and his run out of the troubles at the 13th until the 18th hole were quite remarkable.
Well, there is confirmation. Jordan Spieth is the champion golfer of the year. 12 under par. He takes it by 3 from fellow countryman Matt Kuchar. But what an Open debut for China's Li Haotong. A final day 63. And just behind him, Rory McIlroy. A bit up and down for the Northern Irishman, but he finishes on 5 under par. Well, it didn't quite turn into the head-to-head masterclass of 12 months ago, but it was a battle between 2 friends, 2 Ryder Cup teammates. Making the presentation is Martin Slumbers from the R&A.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leading amateur and winner of the silver medal, Alfie Plant.
Well, he had great support around the course, Alfie Plant. A great week for him as well. I'm sure he'll remember this for a very long time.
There's nothing quite like it if you're a home player and you're playing well and the crowd cheer for you. 6 over par, he's finished. Played some wonderful golf from tee to green. European amateur champion. He's trying to get into the Walker Cup side, which I think he's got to be a hot favourite to do. And Daisy Meadows, his girlfriend, just really can't Adam and Eve it.
The runner-up and winner of the Silver Salver, Matt Kuchar.
Well, they've loved him around the links of Birkdale, the crowds here this week, and he said afterwards that it hurts, and it must hurt, because it looked for a little moment like he could be heading for a first major.
He did everything right, really, and at the 13th, when he's 1 stroke ahead, he must have thought maybe it's his turn. He's been a wonderful player for many years, closed with a 69. The cries of Cooch around the course happened all week, so he counted himself a little unlucky. But he gets the Silver Salver, but it's not quite like the real thing.
And with a score of 268, the winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year, Jordan Spieth.
Well, he led from the start, but he showed such incredible resilience over those last 5 holes today.
Well, it was amazing because he was a bit like a heavyweight boxer that's taken one on the end of the nose, hit the canvas, and you think maybe he's out, but nothing like it. He came up battling, and those last 5 holes were something special. He played them 5 under par. Suddenly he was holding everything. I don't know how he turned it round, but it was real mental fortitude. And he's a classy champion golfer of the year. Brilliant stuff, and congratulations to him.
Well, a short time ago, I grabbed a few words with the Open champion. Jordan, clutching the claret jug, huge congratulations. It was eventful out there. How do you describe it?
It was eventful. I told Michael after, I said 17 pars and a birdie would have worked fine too, but he said I enjoyed that path better. But boy, what a tremendous 5 holes. I mean, there was one route. You had to put the foot on the gas pedal. And 14 got me going. It got me back into it, and I knew I had the momentum, and we were tied. And I felt like I had an advantage at that point, and that was huge. That's all I needed, because I didn't feel that way the whole day.
Before those last 5 holes, there was the 13th, the tee shot.
Yeah.
Describe what you were thinking as you're walking up to find your ball in that lie.
Well, they had said they had found it, or else I would have hit another one, but then they found the wrong ball, and I was told it hit a guy in the head and went over the other side. Once I saw it, I knew I really couldn't hit it back far enough to get it in play. So I was trying to look at unplayable options, and I credit myself for having hit the ball in some pretty unique places in my short career thus far to recognize that, to take my time and sit there and say, you know what, I might have an advantage going here instead of re-teeing. And sure enough, I did, was able to make a 5 out of it, and without that, I make a 6 or 7, and it's very well over.
It seemed to be a huge turning point. How did you turn that into what you were then able to produce over the last 5 holes?
I stood on the next tee extremely nervous, as I was the whole day, and thought I had a good number where I can just hit a nice smooth swing. I didn't have to, when you're so nervous, you hit the ball so far. I thought I could smooth one and hold it a little into the wind, and it was a laser right at it the whole time. And it almost went in, I think, and rolled past to about 4 feet. And when that one went in, I mean, that was huge. But when we walked off 13 green, Michael told me, we have the momentum now. He goes, I know that was an odd way to do it, but we have the momentum even though we're 1 down. Let's go get it back.
I know you'll want to enjoy this one first, but it is number 3 on the route to a Grand Slam. How much does intensity now increase as we build towards Quail Hollow in a few weeks?
Yeah, I guess a bit. It just adds a headline to it. For me, the game plan is a week of rest. My birthday's next week. I've got a trip planned with my dad and my brother to go fishing. And then I've got Akron and then PGA. So we'll kind of go through a similar process that I went through before this. I went on vacation, and then I got ready the week before and came here.
Well, enjoy the win. Enjoy the
Thank you
birthday.
very
Your
much.
champion golfer of the year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ken, a great champion, but it has just